Hello everybody, let's talk about karma. What is bad karma? Is there something like bad karma? Are we doomed to experience poor effects of what we did in the past or before that? We'll dive deep in this video. I am Jyoti, your spiritual bestie, your spiritual guide, and I would like you to subscribe to my channel. And for my high vibrational art, like paintings that you keep, or when you keep them around you, it uplifts your vibration, brings so much of peace, so much of calmness, so much of goodness into your life. The reason why I have experienced so much of level up in my life, of course because of God, but also because of the paintings that I was around, like the high vibrational paintings. You can check them out in the description. And for one-on-one session wherein I paint, your traumatized self and your higher self, I receive so much of guidance for you during our one-on-one session, super psychic, super intuitive session. So you would like to check that out as well. Everything is in the description. Now let's begin the video. When I was very little, I had a toothache and I was living with my uncle and auntie. My parents were in village. So when I had a toothache and I said, like, I'm having a toothache, my auntie told me that is because you have done bad things in your past life. After that, anytime I went through something painful, be it very small, be it very little, I automatically was thinking in my mind, it's because something I have done in my past. It's because something I have done in my past. Something wrong I have done in my past. And I lived my life according to that. In my mid-20s, then I got to understand that I was believing in something very false that my aunt said, because as child we do not have the that intellect to say, hey, you are wrong, or like an intellect to think something beyond what the adults are saying. Like as child we are very open to imagination, but we cannot imagine around adults who are very who are not open to it. So because they are not open to it, we also start to shrink ourselves. So in my mid-20s, I come to understand, like, I was just having a toothache and what she said was stupidity, okay, and I was believing in a false thing. And then I received this like strong activation within my body, like it was God talking to me, that it's a bad karma when we don't speak up for ourselves. It's a bad karma when we do something that goes against us, against our well-being. It is a bad karma to saying harsh word to our own self. It is a bad karma to play small, not believing in our gifts. And it is a bad karma not in a sense that you will be punished, but it's a bad karma. It's just going to make you sad, unfulfilling. And of course there is ancestral karma. So for example, if you grew up in a family where a lot of the family members were abusing animals, maybe eating them or keeping them hostage, things like that. Now as you are born into that ancestry, you would be guided to support animals, to become vegan or something like that. Like I was in my ancestry, there is a lot of animal abuse. So I was intuitively guided to stop eating dairy, because dairy industry is full of abuse, animal abuse, and cows are not happy to give us milk when their own children are not getting enough, okay. So I was intuitively guided to become vegan, to stop eating dairy, and just be very drawn to like give charity and all of that. Like, it was just very natural for me. And if you grew up in family wherein there's lot of discrimination, like the people are like, you know what, they are bad people, like they're from smaller caste, you should not touch them, you should not talk to them, you should not be with them, you should not eat in the same utensils as they are eating, keep them out of the house. Or like, if in your ancestral line or in your home people are constantly criticizing other people for their looks, like, hey, they are black, they are short, they are tall, they are fat. So if all these kind of discrimination and shaming is there, so you will be guided to learn to love and accept people, and create that awareness that, hey, everyone is so different and we are beyond our looks and beyond our skin color. So you would be guided by God to do that. But is there something called punishment? Like, is there? Because we have been, in fact, like we have been, injected with this idea about bad karma. And of course, there are some people who don't become self-aware, but you are a self-aware person. You should relax. You are free from all kind of bad energy, all kind of, like when I say bad energy, I mean like, unconscious energy. Because when someone is doing something wrong, it's because they are unconscious. Wrong as in like purposely hurting, and they are not reflecting on their action, but you have been reflecting on your actions so well. You're a self-reflective person. So don't be worried about that. You can really relax. You're good. You're really good. It is for people who are not self-reflective. Because unconsciousness is a crime. I mean, unconsciousness is something which, it's a toxicity, unconsciousness. Because when you are conscious, can you hurt somebody now? Can you lie? Can you steal? But I remember when I was very young, I would steal money from my aunt's wallet and I would give it to children in my school so that they can just sit with me and talk to me. Because I did not understand, because I didn't even know how to make friends. And because like at my home, my auntie was beating me up, humiliating me, and I was going through a lot of physical abuse, sexual abuse in that house, and my entire reality was shattered. So my self-esteem got super low, and so the way to I used to believe like, who am I to be, why would somebody wants to be friends with me, like all of that. My self-esteem was very low, and the way around how I strategized to get connection was by just giving money and like having a company. So now if I look back and I would say like, hey, because I stole money at that time, I would be punished. But if you were to understand the entire why I was doing that, it was because of the low self-esteem, and there was no guidance, no proper guidance for me. All there was an abuse. So would I be punished for it? No. It is so much love, like, oh my God, there is understanding, So don't buy into like BS of bad karma, okay? Like, just because you did something, why you did it, go dive deep. There is always a purpose, And one time I saw like someone I met somebody and they were very like they had a short height and their black complexion. I was very young at that time, and um, I didn't even look them in the eye, okay, because I was like, that's so like, look at that person, you know, all of that. And then when I was again in my mid 20s, when I was going through when I was becoming aware, that's when I realized, like, hey, what did I do? And I was criticizing myself a lot. But when I dive deep into it, I remember that I grew up listening to these kind of conversation, like, hey, if someone is black, that means it's bad. If someone is short-heighted, that means it's bad. It's shameful to have those people in your life, and all of that. And my own mother had so much shame in her about her body, about her complexion, and all of that. So I just learned that we become the product of our environment. It is not our fault. So much of things that we have learned, so much of our habits that we have learned is the product of the environment that we grew up in. So do you think there is, if you believe in God, do you think God, who is so powerful, is going to punish you for not knowing, is going to punish you for, lack of guidance? Like, that does not make, it's like you are punishing a child for not knowing like a high level math. A child does not have that capacity and that guidance right now to know that. So sometimes when we do something which is hurtful to others and not good, because we didn't have the guidance, so we have to give grace and compassion to ourselves. And now, like, if we talk about people who commit crime, that's a very deep topic. That's completely different, because everyone is us, every single person, okay? And if we see that aspect in us, that criminal aspect in us, that stealer in us, that murderer in us, that it's a very different topic. I don't want you to get distracted in that. Of course, that knowing that information, that knowledge does improve our intellect, spiritual intellect, but I'll make another video on it some other time. But just understand that you are free from any kind of bad karma. You are a wonderful person, you're an amazing person, you are self-reflective, and anytime you have done something not so like you did something because of lack of unconsciousness and lack of guidance, you are not going to be punished for that. In that moment when a child comes to you because they did something, because they did not know better, you just soothe them, you love them, you understand them, you teach them the better way, you don't punish them, okay? That if you punish them, that means, like, if anybody punishes a child for not knowing, that means that they are an unconscious parent, they are lacking compassion, they are lacking understanding. So when you become aware those parts of yourself, or guilt starts to show up, you have to meet it with compassion, with gentleness, with lot of love, okay? And gentle, very, very gentle. I love you, I am here for you. check this out, my painting. It says taking a leap of faith on myself, and you can get the canvas print of it, and I have many other on my website. Keeping these paintings around is a very beautiful, wonderful experience for you, so check them out. And you can also book a one-on-one session with me, 90-minute session, wherein I will channel your into higher self and your traumatized self, like so much of guidance. I love doing one-on-one session because it's pure magic. The magic that happens, the entire process, me using my gifts, my psychic gifts, gives me such a powerful joy, powerful joy, if that is a thing. I feel very, very happy and content while doing that. So you can check that out. If my messages resonated with you, you can also donate and share this with somebody who constantly say like, hey, I feel like I'm going through bad karma. That's an escape from diving deep. If I would have said like, hey, I'm just going through bad karma, I wouldn't have dived deep into the unconsciousness. So, and a lot of times we are just fed with these beliefs like, hey, this is just bad karma, and we keep living with that. But that's not true. Okay, it's time you free yourself from this jail of bad karma. I was just fixing my mic, but that's enough for the video today. I'll see you in another video. Comment down below how did this made you feel. I love you. I'm here for you.